All right. I'm here at the New York Botanical Gardens with my traveling companion. I told you about him. This is Fernando the Traveling Flamingo. And so it's really beautiful here. This is the first time I've been here. It's a little on the nippy side, but it's really a beautiful day. And I used to, back when I lived in St. Louis, go to the St. Louis Botanical Gardens all the time for inspiration. So a couple of my silk paintings were based on the Botanical Gardens. And so I'm here with my traveling companion. I still have to make him a little suitcase or satchel. But I got a copy of my book, Wacky Rhymes. Okay, here's the funny thing. Okay, this is the front of the book, Wacky Rhymes, right? Okay, I'm looking in. I don't know why I did this, but it's funny because I hold the back part up. The back part is actually backwards. And so it shows up forwards on my camera. Isn't that funny? Okay, all right. You can get this on Amazon, which is weird because I discontinued it a long time ago. So somebody's making money off of it. But I decided I was going to share my poem, Fernando the Traveling Flamingo. And I'm going to read it to my buddy Fernando because, well, this is a story about him, his evolution, what he looked like in the beginning, and how it all got started, okay? So I'm going to read this for him. And I got to do all this. Turn the page, hold the phone, okay? Here we go, Fernando the Traveling Flamingo. And the poem is, I got to make sure there's nothing in my teeth. Okay, here we go. With feeling this time. Fernando the Traveling Flamingo. It started a typical early spring day. I ventured outside just to see. My beautiful flowers and buds in full bloom were trampled upon carelessly. And also, to add insult to injury, I found on that fateful of days my collection of knickknacks and garden decor abandoned and in huge disarray. Nellie and Knobs, my two cute garden gnomes, were cruelly ground into the dirt. My prized yellow daffodils lowered their heads. No more were they perky and pert. The hummingbird feeder was robbed of its nectar. The bird bath was knocked on its side. My bright pink flamingo was ne'er to be found, and I was at once mortified. I dug up my gnomes and restored the decor. Then I set up my garden right. Full vandals had trampled my flowers, I thought, and they stole the pink bird out of spite. But soon I forgot this unpleasant event. I continued with my household work. Occasionally I'd stop to think of the bird, but thinking would make me berserk. Then one late spring day, as I gathered the mail, I opened a curious letter. Enclosed was a picture of my plastic bird dressed in a knitted wool sweater. Behind him was the Sydney Opera House. On the back he inscribed, "Good day, mate. I'm here in Australia where it's bloody cold, but the cool 5-star lodging's first rate. I'm starting my fantastic trip round the world, and I had to begin here down under. I'm so glad I thought to vacation here first. This land's filled with intrigue and wonder." Gotta turn the page. We're gonna have to edit out a whole bunch of mistakes. Oh, okay. Thanks so much for letting me travel abroad while you stay close at home and play bingo. I'll see you again when my trip here is done. With love, from Fernando Flamingo. I was really taken aback by the letter Fernando decided to send. This was more info than my feeble mind could ever quite well comprehend. My bird wasn't kidnapped, I said to myself in a whisper of utter elation. He's off to discover what lies out beyond. Fernando is just on vacation. The next card was postmarked par avion from France. He posed by the Champs-Élysées. He had a lit cigarette perched on his lips and sported a cool black beret. I've had all the wine I could drink, Nando wrote, all the cheese I could ever devour. Here's a snapshot of me at the Arc de Triomphe, another at the Eiffel Tower. I soon looked forward to Nando's postcards. I wondered where he'd write from next. I questioned how he could write cards with no hands, a riddle which left me perplexed. Soon I had piles of these cards from abroad, places too numerous to mention. From the Kremlin, Great Wall, and Tiananmen Square to the Republican. I'm gonna stumble on this one. Plus, there's a plane going up. I can't say Republican. You gotta remember, this was what? 12 years ago. Okay. Soon, I had piles of these cards from abroad, places too numerous to mention, from the Kremlin, Great Wall, and Tiananmen Square, to the Democratic National Convention. Okay, we got a whole bunch of kids coming through here. 10 kids, mostly grown-ups. To New York, Bermuda, Haiti, and Peru, the Yucatan at Chichen Itza, the Vatican, Florence, to Venice and Rome, with a photo of him eating pizza. My favoriteest picture of all that he sent was a snapshot of him standing tall with a flock of flamingos who looked just like him. Yes, that was my favorite of all. Then one day in autumn, I ventured outside. My mailbox was empty, bereft. I looked toward the garden, and there was my bird, looking like he never left. He stood on one leg, and he said not a word. A small satchel was tied round his back, with photos, 4 quarters, and 2 cigarettes, was all that he kept in the sack. Now each time I pass him to tend to my flowers, I wonder what Fernando's thinking. I hear not a word when I talk to the bird, but I could swear I've seen him winking. That's my story about you, Fernando. Okay. We got to do something about you here. Okay. But we got another one coming. So that was my story. Fernando the Traveling Flamingo. And so now he's changed. You can see I'm sharing these postcards. He was just pink before. But now he's like fuchsia. And he's got lime green wings and legs. That was my story. And so I'm going to share this with you for my new channel and tell you about my new channel. I used to have a channel called Lotus Lee Kids, and you can still go on there to see, you can go on there to see my Huggly Buggly video. Hopefully I can put my Huggly Buggly video up on this new channel. And this new channel is going to be called Starr Seeds Kids. STARRSEEDS Kids. And so it's going to be for kids of all ages. But this is my first share on that channel. And I'm actually doing it on my channel because I'm trying to divert all of my energy into something creative for kids. So we're going to go there. That's going to be my YouTube presence here for the most part. So that's from my book, Wacky Rhymes. And I got other ones. I got other characters I'm going to do. This is going to be so much fun. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for following me and signing up for my channel, Starr Seeds Kids, and have a great day.